Hi students, good morning everybody. So we are seeing the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator by Ogden Nash. So in the last video we have seen first three stanzas of this poem. Now let us continue with the next stanza. Okay, so what we have seen in the first stanza. So we have seen different sports person, a jockey, basketball player, a boxer and a football player. But the poet doesn't want to be an athlete. Okay, in the second stanza we have seen that the athletes may play for fun or for money. They are coming into the field with the showy dresses and they are injuring each other as they are playing the game very roughly. Okay, but the poet's weak and shy, weak and reluctant nature. So with his shy, reluctant and weak nature, he is supporting the heroic deeds of the players who are playing rough games in the ground. So a player runs to win, a runner runs to win, another wins, breaks the vertebrae and the spines of the opponent to become a champion, and the third player, he lashes his horse to win. Okay, but the athlete, that is the author, doesn't like to exchange with any one of these players because he just want to be a spectator. Okay, this is what we have seen in the last class. Now let us continue the fourth stanza, right? Well, ego, it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough they do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. I am glad that when my struggle begins, twist prudence and ego, prudence wins. So, well, ego, it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. So here the meaning of zealous is enthusiastic. Okay, interested, enthusiastic. That is the meaning of zealous here. Okay, so well, ego, it might be pleased enough. Okay, ego, it might be pleased enough. So the ego of the poet is pleased. Pleased means feeling happy, felt enough. Okay, feeling happy. The ego of the poet might be felt happy as he is not playing with the athletes who are playing very rough games in the field. Okay, that is, the poet might be happy because he is not playing any rough games along with the athletes in the ground. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. Okay, they are not considering. So here they refers to the athletes. So the athletes will not consider one another's, they will not consider their dealings or consider in one another's feelings. That is, one another's feelings means that is the feelings of the other players or the opponent players who are in the match or competition or in the field. Okay, so they are not considering about the others' feelings in the field, and they are playing very rough games. And also the poet says that I am glad that when my struggle begins, twist prudence and ego, prudence wins. Okay, I am glad. Glad means happy. Okay, when my struggle begins. So when the poet's struggle begins, twixt means here between. Okay, so when the struggle starts between prudence and ego. So what is mean by prudence? Prudence means wisdom. Okay, prudence means wisdom. There is difference between wisdom and knowledge. Okay, so wisdom we will be gaining from our experience. நம்மளோட experienceல நமக்கு கிடைக்கிறது, it is wisdom. Okay, knowledge is which we gain from our studies. Okay, we gain knowledge from our studies and we gain wisdom from our experience. So there is difference between wisdom and knowledge, right? So between prudence and so when the poet's struggle starts between prudence, that is wisdom, and ego, which is winning. His wisdom is winning. So why here it is said that his wisdom wins? Wisdom win பண்ணது அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்கன்னா, because he is experiencing the pain of the athletes in the ground. See, they are breaking what is that, vertebrae and the spine. They are playing so rough games. They are not considering the feelings or pain of the opponents or even themselves. Okay, so they are playing very rough game in the field. So by watching all this, he had got a good wisdom. Okay, so that's why when he compares between wisdom and ego, his wisdom will win. Okay, so I am glad that when my struggle begins between prudence and ego, prudence wins. Okay, so this is what said in this stanza, that is his ego might be very happy to see, but zealous athletes play so rough. But the enthusiastic athletes, they are playing very rough games and they are not considering their own feelings or even one another's feelings. And when there is a so the poet is very happy that when there is a struggle between the wisdom and the ego, what is winning? His wisdom is winning. Okay, let us go for the stanza 5. When swollen eye meets gnarled wrist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, when official dom demands, is there a doctor in the stands? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physic. Okay. So, when swollen eyes meets gnarled fist. So, what is mean by gnarled is rough and twisted. Okay, you know what is mean by fist. Fist na enna ungalukku theriyum illaya. So when the swollen eyes, whose swollen eyes? The athlete's swollen eyes meets the rough meets gnarled fist. That is when they are. So all this, in this stanza they are speaking about the boxing. Okay. When snaps the knee, so when they are snapping the knee, when they are beating the knee. Okay, snap means here it refers to the sound. Okay, and cracks the wrist. You know what is mean by wrist na enna theriyulaya. And when they are cracking the wrist, and when official dom demands. So what is mean by official dom means they are the people in position of authority in large organizations who are more interested in following the rules than being helpful. Okay, and then உட்கார்ந்திருக்க celebrities. So when there is a boxing match, நீங்க WWF லாம் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? So there will be judges, there will be celebrities. So அவங்கெல்லாம் எப்படி இருப்பாங்க அப்படின்னா, okay, they will be more interested in following the rules. அங்க ப்ராப்பரான மற்றவங்களுக்கு அடிப்படுது ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிற தாட்டை விட they'll be very proper in following the rules and regulations of the game. Okay, they are called as official dom. So when official dom demands, so when all these things happens during the competition, what is that? When they are meeting the rough and twisted fist, and when they are breaking the knee, when there is a crack in the wrist, when all these things happens, and when the official dom, that is the judges, demands, when official dom demands, is there a doctor in the stand? So the poet is asking, is there a doctor nearby? Pakkathula yaravadhu, if there is a doctor nearby to help them. Help whom? Help the boxers who are injured. Okay. My soul, whose soul? The poet's soul, in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physic. So physic means here body. Whose body? Body of the athletes. Okay, so my soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physics, that is for having such a simple body style, simple and healthy body style. Okay, so the soul of the poet is telling thanks for the what is that, such a strong body of the athletes. Okay, who are playing so rough games. So எவ்வளோ அடிபட்டாலும் they are having the will to, what is that, அதை தாங்கிக்கிற அளவுக்கு ஒரு will energy இருக்கு இல்லையா. So the poet is thanking for them for having such a strong body. Okay, there's such a strong and energetic body. Okay, so this is what said in this stanza. When swollen eye meets snarled fist. Why here it is said as swollen eye means because during you might have watched WWF anga box பண்ற the two persons boxes பார்த்தாலே நமக்கு பயமா இருக்க மாதிரி இருக்கும் இல்லையா. So they'll be very strong, very angry. அவங்களோட ஃபேஸ் பார்த்தா பயங்கர ஆங்கிரியா இருக்க மாதிரி. So their eyes will be reddish because they wants to win. Everyone's will is they wants to win. They won't bother about how they are hurting, how they are injuring, how they are being injured. They will not be bothered about all those things, right? So when swollen eye meets snarled fist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, and when all this happens, what will happen? The official dom demands. So judges enna பண்ணுவாங்க, they will give some pass, they will ask them to stop இல்லையா. So at that time whether there will be a doctor nearby to help the boxes. Okay, அப்போலாம் டாக்டர் இருப்பாங்களாங்க அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு டவுட் யாருக்கு? For the athlete. So my soul in true thanksgiving. So the athlete, sorry, the poet's soul is very thankful for having such a strong body for whom, not for himself, for the athletes. Okay, because they are able to withstand with all these injuries. Okay, let us go for the final stanza of this poem. Athletes, I will drink to you or eat with you or anything except to compete with you. Buy tickets worth their radium to watch you gamble in the stadium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. So athletes, I will drink to you. So finally the poet says that I will drink to you. I will be drinking along with you. I can be able to eat with you, or I will eat with you, or anything, whatever thing it is, I will do with you, like drinking, eating, whatever it is, I will be doing with you, except, okay, but except compete with you, but I can never participate in a game along with you, I can never compete with you. Okay, that's, so from this we can understand that he just wants to be a spectator. Okay, already I have told you what is the difference between audience and spectator. So audience means one who are watching the match from the home. Okay, we'll be hearing the audio. So one who is watching match through the television, they are called as audience, and one who is watching the game directly in the ground, they are called as spectators, right? So from these lines we can understand that the poet is ready to do anything with the athletes, like drinking, eating, or whatever it is, but except compete, but never he wants to compete with them. Okay, buy tickets worth their radium to watch you gamble in the stadium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. Okay, so buy tickets worth their radium. So what is mean by radium is, you know, radium is costlier than gold. Okay, radium is costlier than gold. So the poet is even ready to offer radium to buy tickets to watch their matches. Okay, or to watch their boxing or running or whatever it is, jockey, hockey, football, whatever it is. The poet is ready to pay even radium. So radium is costlier than gold. Okay, so even the poet is ready to buy tickets by even giving radium. Okay, to watch you gamble in the stadium. So gamble means to watch them running and jumping happily in the stadium. Who? The athletes. So who will be running happily and jumping happily and playing happily in the field? The athletes. Okay, so the poet is ready to pay even radium to buy tickets to watch the happy playing and running and jumping of the athletes in the stadium and reassure myself anew. Anew means again. The poet is reassuring. So he is very sure. He is reassuring that you are not me and I am not you. So again, finally, I am reassuring everyone that definitely you are not me. Okay, so your players are not spectators and spectators are not players. That is, I cannot become a player and you cannot become a spectator. So he is very, very sure of that again. So again and again he is repeating in the end of the every stanza. It is insisting that the poet cannot become an athlete. So he just wants to be a spectator. See, he even can pay radium to buy tickets to watch their happy playing in the ground. But he is very, very, very sure that he cannot become a player. Right. So this is what we have seen in this poem. So let us have a small sum up of this poem. So one infant grows and becomes so one child grows and becomes a horse rider, another becomes a basketball or a hockey player, one person likes to become a boxer and another becomes a football player. Okay, and the poet is very glad that the player cannot become a spectator and a spectator cannot become a player. So with all his heart, wholeheartedly he admires the athletes who play for fun or for hire, that is money. They are entering into the field with the showy, colorful dresses and they are injuring each other as they are playing rough games. The poet with his shy and reluctant nature is appreciating the heroic deeds of all the people, or impressed by the heroic deeds of, or supports the heroic deeds of all the athletes who are playing in the ground, that is in the field. So a runner A runs 90 yards to win. Another person B, in the boxing match, he is cracking the vertebrae and the spines of the opponent to win. And another person, another player or another sports person, he is lashing his horse very violently to cross the line so that he can win. Okay, so you think my ego it pleased to, so the poet's ego will not be happy to swap position, that is to exchange position with any of these players. See, here it is given these, so any of the players. So his ego might be pleased enough, but zealous, enthusiastic athletes play so rough, they do not consider their dealings. Okay, so they do not consider their own dealings and even the feelings of the others who are playing. And he is very happy that when there is a struggle between prudence, that is wisdom, and ego, his wisdom wins. I have told you already the reason why his wisdom wins. So with swollen eyes, angry eyes, and with a competitive or a winning sport. Okay, with a competitive eyes, when he is meeting the gnarled fist, and when there is a snap, that is when there is a snap na, here it is the sound. Muttila ongi adikumbodhu oru sound varule, that is called a snap. Okay, it is an onomatopoeia. Okay, when snaps the knee and when they are cracking the wrist, and when the official dom, when the judge demands for some treatment. So idella anga nadakradunala, when the official dom, that is when the judge demands for the treatment, so is there any doctor will be nearby to treat them. So his soul is very thankful to the strong body of the athletes because they can bear with all this pains caused, injuries caused during the game. And athletes, so finally he is addressing to the athletes, I am ready to drink with you, I am ready to eat with you, or anything, whatever it is, I am ready to do with you, except to compete with you, except participating in any matches with you. So you refers to the athletes. Okay, so he is ready to buy tickets worth their radium. So I have already told you that radium is costlier than gold. So he is ready to buy tickets by paying radium. For what he is, so why he is that much interested is because he was interested to watch the gamble, that is running and jumping of the players happily in the stadium. And he is reassuring that again, anew means here again, the meaning is again. So again he is reassuring that definitely he cannot become a become an athlete or a player or a sports person, and a sports person or an athlete or a player cannot become the spectator. So he just wants to be a spectator and he just wants to win the game. And now you can understand the meaning of the title, Confessions of a Born Spectator. Okay, so he had born to be a spectator. So avroda birthday eppdina, he just wants to be a spectator always. So confessions means, so here he is confessing what are all the reasons that he likes to be a spectator always. Okay, what are all the reasons behind his confessions means acceptance. So why he is accepting, what are all the reasons behind that he wants to just be a spectator. Okay, so he justifies all this reason that why he just wants to be a spectator and why he never wants to be an athlete. Okay, so in the book bag glossaries are given, and see here question answers are given. So you have to go through, you have to read the answers for all this question answer also. So today we have covered from are the athletes conscious of the feelings of others? Why do you say so? E, F, G. Okay, and also this question, why does the poet prefer to buy tickets worth their weight in radium? Bring out the significance of the metal referred to here. So what is the significance is, the significance means what is the importance, okay, is, so as I have already told you, radium is costlier than, it is a costlier metal than gold. Okay, so the poet is even ready to pay radium to buy tickets. Okay, so adu kuduthu kuda na enna pannidven, I can buy tickets, but I cannot become an athlete. Okay, that is the reason here. So next, read the poem again and complete the summary using the words given in the box. So here the answers are given in a jumbled manner. You can read and fill it yourself. Then read the poem, and this is a paragraph answer. I will be giving you the paragraph in the next class, that is during the next video session. And there are comprehension questions. So as I have already told you, it is not appreciable, it is not expectable to depend only on this. See, just 4 questions are given here. So it will not be advisable to follow only the book bag questions, because you have to, they will not be asking just from the book bag. So you have to go through all the questions. Okay, so go through the entire poem for comprehension questions. Understand? Likewise, and also ERC they have given only 3. So definitely they will not be asking only from these 3. You should be thorough of all the lines. So go through the additional ERCs in your guide. Okay, there will be additional ERCs, and definitely you should understand the meaning of all the lines to answer the ERC questions. Okay, and next one, read the poem and complete the table with the suitable rhyming words. So we will go through the figures of speech in our next class. So alliterated words, rhyme scheme and all other figures of speech. Let us see the figures of speech in the next class. Okay. Hope every one of you can understand this poem, Confessions of a Born Spectator. Thank you.